Hey, if you have one of these EcoFlows like I got in the corner here, or like in this picture, or maybe a Blue Eddy, a Jackery, or the many other brands out there, you want to watch this video. All right, I decided to put this video out because I think you really ought to know this. I have had this EcoFlow for a couple of months now. I started out with the EcoFlow River Pro. Then I upgraded by adding the expansion battery and doubling my capacity. It's all been great, but there's been some issues with this EcoFlow stuff. And I'm gonna start with the very beginning. All right, first of all, when we got this thing, I was all excited because if you don't know what an EcoFlow or solar battery is, portable battery, they're basically a big lithium battery that we can charge up and we can plug our USB up devices into it, or 110 cords into it. We can run quite a few things, charge up cell phones, watch TV, all kinds of things with it. You can even, using these, you can even use them to power like a coffee pot and that. There's some restrictions on that, but I'm gonna probably do a separate video on the advantages and the things I like about this and why you might want one. But for those of you that are thinking about getting one or already have one, here's something to consider. Now, when we first got this, the EcoFlow River Pro, like I said, it worked great. But when we added a second battery to it, all of a sudden it started interfering with our TV. And by that, I'll show you a little clip here. It basically made the TV start flickering, just white bars going across it, and really annoying. So I tried a firmware update. That didn't solve it. I tried mixing and matching various cords, moving some things out of here. I knew it was probably related to EMI, which is electromagnetic interference. So I was trying to reduce that right there. But first of all, my view is that I think these things ought to be shielded a little bit better. If they're putting out electromagnetic interference in our small confined spaces and you have to get away from them, that's not a good thing. So I wasn't sure that's what it was, so I contacted tech support, and that was the first thing they asked is, did you do the firmware update? Yes, I did. Did you move it away? How far away from the TV? Well, at the time it was about 3 feet away, with the second battery being about 4.5 feet. So I begrudgingly moved it. It was a matter of unplugging all the cords, rerouting, and getting more extension cords and so on. Kind of really changed how I wanted to make this thing work. Now my TV is actually working off of the 110 outlet down here. So it's no longer hooked up to the EcoFlow. Now I'm going to hook it up and test this here in a little bit, but once I did that and I moved the EcoFlow across the RV, the problem went away. So again, I'm going to plug it in here in just a minute directly from the TV and run a cord across the room to the EcoFlow and see if it still does that. Now here's another strange thing about it. It only did it when it was on battery only. When I had it plugged into the 110 and was charging it, it went away. That makes me wonder if it really is electromagnetic interference, because why would it do it when I just had it plugged in, or not do it when I had it plugged in and it did it when it was on battery only? So I'm going to test that here in a minute, but my word of advice to you is, if you are concerned about that, you might want to try and keep your devices away from these things, because who knows what else it's doing to laptops, cell phones, etc. You know, is that messing things up? That power obviously seemed like something wasn't real even. Either the power frequency was weird, or I don't know quite what was going on, but the power didn't seem like it was a real true pure sine wave and nice and smooth and all that. So keep your devices as far away from these portable batteries as you can. But you know what? We buy these things often to put into vans, small campers, things like that. So it's really kind of hard to get these away from your devices that you want to plug in. I mean, isn't that kind of the point? of being able to just plug it right into it. We don't want to run an extension cord through our RV or our van just so we can get the battery away. So to me, it seems like there's an issue with that needs to be addressed. Now, here's my other problem that I had with this EcoFlow, and it got fixed, but when we got this, we first plugged it in, charged it up. It charged up nicely and really fast, all excited and everything. But the next day I tried that and it started telling me overload and it just wouldn't take a charge. But if I plugged it into 12 volt, like in my vehicle, it charged up. So I was having to take it out and hook it up to our lithium battery with jumper cables basically and charge it off that every day. So it was a real pain. So I contacted tech support. They addressed it and said, send it back, we'll send you another one. And they did, but that meant I was out of that battery for another 2 to 3 weeks. So a real pain. And then I turn around and have this problem. So EcoFlow, if you're watching this, I'd like to hear from you. I'm letting my viewers know the honest truth, but if there's an issue and you've resolved it, we need to resolve it with this one. Let me know what's going on. Otherwise, I'm just kind of giving warning. This one has some problems. If you've had problems with other ones, please comment down below and let everybody know what those were. But we're going to go ahead and test plugging this TV into it right now. Okay, I've had it plugged in for about 5 minutes now, straight from the TV and the Apple TV straight over to the EcoFlow. But the EcoFlow is plugged into 110, so now we're going to unplug that and see if it makes a difference again. Okay, now it's been plugged into the EcoFlow, but the EcoFlow is not plugged into 110 and I haven't seen a blink yet. So moving it seems to have helped, which does indicate EMI. So hey, comment below what your experience has been with these kind of batteries and brands and all that. Let's find out if there's an issue out there that really needs addressed or something. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care, everybody.